Hey guys, what's going on? Kieran from Fingers Crossed, and welcome back to the channel. Today obviously we've got the best deck of the format. Unfortunately, for like kind of the budget players, because I know this deck is obviously quite expensive, this deck is obviously about to take a hit because Desires is being limited. IO, if you play that inside your build, is about to be banned, so it's not looking good. And obviously with Skill Drain coming to 3, this is not looking good for us at all playing this deck. But this deck is just so good. Like, I'm relatively new with the deck, and this deck carried me to 3rd place at my locals recently. Only losing to Earth Machine just because Ice Dragon's Prison is actually crazy good against this, because just like everything's worms, so obviously they just bring out the worms, and then yeah, you can see how the story goes. But yeah guys, without further ado, obviously hopefully the lighting is better. I got a new light. I got one of those ring lights to make it look. Already you can see that the Moyi looks nicer. I just wanted my cards to look nicer, you know. I'm trying to always improve for you guys. But first, we're playing 3 Moyi. So Moyi, I feel like she's 3 because she's secret and she draws you a card. I feel like that's it really, because in like the grindier matches, or if there's been a couple of times I've top decked and I've top decked Moyi and I wanted it to be a Tenyi, I actually feel like Tenyi should probably be at 3, and if anything Moyi at 2. But it's free for now in this build that I just recently played. I will have another build coming up for you guys, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, Moyi, obviously you summon her, you reveal a Swordsoul card or a worm in your hand, and then you special summon a token that is a level 4, and then obviously you can start your fusion plays. Usually you do make your Chi-Chao, because then Chi-Chao adds in this searches, so basically 1 gets you 2 cards, which is which is crazy to think. But yeah, so 3 of those. Then the best Swordsoul card in my opinion, Long Yuan. Obviously this one just clean makes you Baron if you draw this, and usually I do try. I actually find a lot of the times that opening Long Yuan and Tenyi is actually just broken, because you can Long Yuan into Baron. Now you've got a negate up, so you're safe to play. And then you can go Tenyi normal summon and banish the worm that you discarded. And then you can make Chi-Chao, and Chi-Chao you get your search, which is just way better. But yeah, this is also can't be veiled and stuff like that, so this is actually the best one. It's so safe from like hand traps and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously you summon this by discarding a worm or a Swordsoul card. Usually it is going to be a worm, like it will be normally a Tenyi monster or something like that. So yeah, and look, oh man, look good. Yeah, the ring light is definitely making these look better, in my opinion anyways. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, guys. Then 2 of the man, Tenyi. Genuinely think that I might bump him up to 3 in the next build. Really considering it. I'll be playing on Tuesday. Obviously it's Sunday today. I'll be playing Tuesday. So I have a more go second build for that. Not more, it is go second build. But yeah. 2 Tenyi, so you banish, you normal summon, and then you banish a worm from your graveyard to get the token for Tenyi, rather than revealing like Moyi or discarding like Long Yuan. Also, just forgot to say, when Long Yuan goes to the graveyard, don't forget you get to burn your opponent for 1,200. It does come up in games, and especially like there's quite a few prank kids players around my locals, so it actually comes up. In one of the games I actually Long Yuan the game, which was kind of funny. He had like 1,000 life points and just Long Yuan made a synchro 10 and then was like Long Yuan effect, and then won the game, which was quite funny. And then obviously Tenyi is a foolish burial when he goes to the grave, which comes up. You normally want to foolish your Tenyis, and then obviously you can get your Tenyis effects, which is so good. Then we've got Ecclesia, the Incredible Ecclesia, the Virtuous. Like, this card looks outrageous. I really want to get the Starlights because I just think this card is amazing, especially with like Albion in there as his shrouded form. But But yeah, obviously you normal summon this if you go on first, and then this gets you access to any of your Swordsoul cards that you need. Or if you go on second, then you can special summon this and then get you access to any Swordsoul card that you need. It's really, really good, and yeah, it's just an extra name of whatever you want, really. Then we've got 3 Ashuna. So like, there's actually some really cool plays you can do with the Tenyis, and the Tenyis just eat up so much interaction with your opponent. Like, they really have to do something about these. I will show you that. I played 3 Vishuddha. They all have the same effect, that, and then 2 Adara. So they all have the same effect, that they special summon themselves from hands if you control no effect monsters. And then in the graveyard, if you have a non-effect monster on the field, you can banish it to do a certain effect. So Ashuna summons a Tenyi from deck, Vishuddha bounces a card on your opponent's field, and Adara returns a banished worm to your hand. Obviously the worm is very important because you can return like your Moye, your Luang Yuan, Taiye if you banished them from the graveyard. Vishuddha is obviously such a good card for going, like, I know a lot of builds play only 2, but I feel like going second, if you end up losing the dice roll, Vishuddha is just such a gamer card, and you just plussing so much. It's so easy to get the effects off. Then obviously we've got Ashuna. Yeah, Ashuna just gets you access to like Vishuddha. It does lock you into worms, which means you can't make Baron, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. This deck is just crazy good, so it just doesn't matter. Then we've got, last one, we've got Shatana. So Shatana is in here because I played a circle build, so Heavenly Dragon Circle, so I play that, and the way that works is you normal Moye, you Moye effect, you reveal obviously a worm or a Swordsoul card in your hand. If it's going to get Veilered, to play around the Veiler, you Heavenly Circle, get rid of it, the token still summons, and then obviously you've got Shatana to be able to summon. Now you've got an 8 to go into Xishao, and then Xishao can get your effects off. So that's the way that it works, and that's why people are playing the Shatana. Also, obviously, if you play Dragite, you could play this one is just the better one. So that's that. Then our man, he's leaving us. He had a short-lived career. He was here for just one format. It's amazing that Protoss is getting banned, but Scythe is still going to be a thing. What the fuck is that about? Crazy. But obviously, yeah, you banish 3 different attributes from your graveyard, and then you usually call Dark because it can't be destroyed. So you just call Dark. But there are some niche things that you can do. Like in one of the games, I made Baron, I negated in Nibiru, and then I called Wind because I knew I was playing against a Bird-Up player, and then they couldn't play. They passed. I won. I actually destroyed my Chichao in one game because I was playing a Blue Eyes player, so then he couldn't summon any of his monsters, so it came up there. And obviously Dark is just generic if you're going blind first. So yeah, Protoss was he's just an auto win button. Then we do play 3 Effect Veiler. It's just really good in the format at the moment. It's quite a staple card, I feel. Obviously you just discard and then you negate your opponent's monster. Playing 3 Swordsoul Emergence. This obviously searches you for any of your Swordsoul monsters, or even a worm monster if you already control a Synchro, which means this searches you Protoss, so you have 4 copies of Protoss. Broken, well, more than 4 because Circle can search it. Sacred Summit, I actually think that I'll cut this. It's just not, it's kind of okay, but just, I don't know. I never use it, and then I normally banish it from Desires, so why is it there, you know? So probably just get rid of that. Just a Monster Reborn. Got 3 Circle. This can also search you your Protoss. So it's very good to add you your Protoss as well. So yeah, gaming. Like I said, this plays around Veiler and stuff like that. Very good. 3 Desires, just draw power. I don't have Prosperity because I sold mine because they are crazy money at the moment, and if you kept your Prosperities with the price they are for a bit of cardboard, you are crazy. But yeah, it works just as well. I'm quite lucky. The amount of times I have had like an average hand of Desires first, drawn my 2 cards, and not banished my Protoss is absolutely outrageous. Like, I don't think I've actually banished Protoss from a Desires yet, which is wild. But sadly, he's going to be going to 1, the Desires. For Morgo second cards, so we've got 2 Chalice. I like Chalice a lot because going second, you don't have to like shotgun it. You can like play and then interact as you play with your opponent. But I do play Imperial Warder in this build, so that's why Chalice is only at 2. Obviously, like I just said, we do play the 1 Imperial Warder. Then I play 3 Impermanents. Don't judge me for the supers. I used to have Ultras, but I binned them off because, again, at one point they were crazy money, so just get rid of those. But yeah, again, this is against some decks. This is just an auto win, so you gotta play it. And then I play 2 Blackout. So 2 Blackout is partly because I play Desires, and if I banish one, I want another one. And 2, this card is just so good. Like this is like a built-in Mystic Mine out and stuff like that. So I think Blackout is just mental not to be able to play. We'll move on to the extra deck pretty quick because we're already at 11 minutes and well, my camera is untrustworthy, so let's get into it. So we play 2 Chi-Chao. Chi-Chao, when you make it, you can add any Swordsoul card from your deck to your hand, which is good obviously to search your Blackout, or if you want to extend, you add Emergence. And then on your opponent's turn, it's a quick effect. You can banish 1 Swordsoul or card or 1 Worm monster from your graveyard and target 1 other effect monster on the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn. So it's like another Imperm, which is good. And then obviously a lot of the Swordsoul cards, for example Blackout, has an effect that when it's banished you can get a token and stuff. So we've got 1 Tenyi. So Tenyi is good to just close out games. It gains 100 attack for every banished card, which means even your opponents. So you resolve Desires once or activate it once, you've now already made this a 4k monster. So yeah, this is really good for closing out games. It doesn't come up, but this does have an effect that if you banish, if a card is banished, you can banish a card from your opponent's field and graveyard. It doesn't come up because I normally make this go in second to like kill, but that is also quite a good card. So yeah. Then we've got Baxia, 2 of. We've got 1 Chao Fang and we've got 1 Yang Xing. So Baxia is just such a gamer card. Like there's such a cool interaction with the Tenyis that you can make this before you even commit to your normal summon with only the Tenyis. You make Baxia, you pop the Monk to bring back the Adara from your grave, then you make Chao Fang. And this is before you've committed to any normal summon, any Long Yang, anything. You now can't be Nibiru'd or Impermed, or Nibiru'd or Veiled, sorry. So which is wild. Yazzie didn't actually make it that much. Like I feel like this is easier to make in the Auroradon Halp version, but I don't play that version, so I'm not sure about this card. But obviously it can potentially be good to get you access to any worm monster. But Baxia is just crazy. It's just such a gamer card. I wish I might invest in the secrets, because although Swordsoul is kind of boring, it is such a good deck, and I might upgrade. Got 1 Berserker. Again, this is good for closing out games, and obviously this can make you, if you need like a non-effect monster, you can actually make this into Monk of the Tenyi, which is really good. And obviously if opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish that card, which obviously then would trigger your Tenyi. So again, it's just a crazy card, guys. It's just mental. Got 1 Baron de Fleur. I'm actually borrowing this from Ben, the one who does videos with me normally, because I don't own one yet. I didn't want to do it just for, he's literally just 1 negate, which is kind of shit, but the pop effect is really good as well. So yeah. Then for another normal card, we play 1 Dragite. Again, I need to upgrade this to get the secret, but again, very good card. This is whilst you control a water monster, so Moyi is a water monster, Shitana is a water monster. You have a spell and trap negate, so yeah, very good for that. Then I don't have Ruddy Rose. I do need to get one. So the card that I chose to play is Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Like I said, there's quite a few prank players around my locals, so I put this in just to kind of annoy them, really. I never made it, didn't need to. Like, you just win games just from Swordsoul. It's crazy. And then the last 4 cards. I played 3 Tenyi and 1 Shaman. 3 definitely comes up. It does come up for the 3rd one, and Shaman I never made, but potentially it can come up as well. You just discard to summon back a worm monster, but then you're locked into only using Tenyi monster effects from the extra deck, which is not great, but it is still like a good effect, I guess. So guys, that's the profile. Again, let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of the new lighting as well. How is it? Is it good? Is it crap? Let me know. Yeah, Swordsoul, it can be boring, especially going first. The turn 1 play is quite boring, but turn 2, or if you're going second, it's just wild, and it's just so fun to try and break people's boards with like the Tenyis and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll have another build of Swordsoul coming out soon. It'll be a more go second build, and obviously with our boy Fallen Valbaz in there, we have to squeeze him in somehow. But yeah, Swordsoul is just an absolute crazy deck. It actually carries so many people, and it rewards you if you're a slightly better player than average, so it does reward you. But again, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.